Scalping the NASDAQ futures market isn't hard. It's just taking the time to look for a trade, right? And taking the time to identify when the market is trending. So let's go into what it looks like to scalp a downtrend market, and then we're gonna go into what it looks like to scalp when the market is in an uptrend. So I use my system in my process called TMP. I use it also when I am swing trading in the Forex market. And I find that my system works really well with pound USD. And so taking those same skills and transferring it to the futures market, just changing over the market, using the same strategy, but just changing the lingo to fit the futures market works well. So this is a 2 minute time frame and we are on trading view. So we need to first identify what the trending market looks like. So we're going to identify it around the open or when the New York Exchange opens, which is at 9:30. So if we look here, this is a 9:30 candlestick. Now you can see that the market was technically trending up. We had this low and then the market came and made this high. But what happens next following this higher high is that the market actually came and created a lower low. So this is a sign of a reversal. This is the market saying, hey, I am going from an uptrend and now I am going into a downtrend. So you as a trader, when you recognize these things and you put them out there, what you're doing is you're receiving what the market is giving you, and you're creating a message in your brain to say, hey, I need to switch gears here. So instead of me trying to buy up this market, let me go ahead and see if I can sell this market. Now, this is the T and TMP where we're looking at the trend. So the next thing that you want to do is you want to say, okay, well, since the market is trending up, trending down at this moment, let's find an area to play structure, and let's go ahead and see if price can give us a reason or a signal to continue the downtrend. Now, this is the subjective part of trading where every trader is going to see this differently. Okay, so when you're using market structure, you can use anything: support and resistance, a trend line, zones. Like every trader is going to use something different. But I'm here to tell you guys, the more simple you keep it, the better it's going to be. Just have an entry area or an entry price and say, hey, if price can come and touch this, then I'm more interested in the trade. As long as, now this is where going back to trend comes into play, right? We're going to go back to the first step. Since the market's in a downtrend or potential downtrend, now I want to see if the market can stay below the previous higher high. And then you're going to give it a number. And the number is just the price where the last bulk of buyers came from, that highest point. We really need price to stay below this highest point here, or this highest price, right? Then going to step 2, market structure. Then when price touches where I want to enter at, I'm more interested in wanting to enter the trade. Now we're going to go to the P. Okay, this is permission or price action. Once I see a price action candlestick, and it could be anything for you. Some people use a line chart. Some people use Hakanashi candlesticks. Some people use regular Japanese candlesticks. Some people use the it's whatever. I forget. Like it's hollow candlesticks. There's so many types of price action out there. Some people use volume bars. It's just a lot out there, right? But once you see your signal, say, hey, it's time to get into the trade, right? For me personally, would be this candlestick here, this inverted hammer, or the bearish candlestick. It's still a bearish signal, right? That's when you're gonna want to enter the trade. Okay, so now you have your entry, and what you're gonna be looking at when you're entering is, okay, where's price more than likely to go? Okay, this is where you're not going to look for your take profit. Some people use take profits, some people don't. It's surely up to you, but we just never know what the market's going to do. Okay, so we want to go ahead and bank our profits when we can. So what we're going to do is target more than likely the lows. And the reason why we're going to target the lows is, well, that's where the bulk of sellers came from to say, hey, we just made a lower low. Pay attention to us. Pay attention to this price. Because if price is in a downtrend, we're going to pass this price if it's a true downtrend. And guess what happens? Let's say you're in this trade. This is a 10 20 candlestick. The market comes and passes this low, and now we have a new lower low, and now we have a trending market, and now we have a new lower high. So this is what a downtrend looks like. This is what trading a downtrend looks like, and keeping it in its simplest form. So now let's go and see what this looks like. The same setup, but in an uptrend and around the same time. So let's go to the previous day. This is December 4th, okay? So we can see that the market was in a downtrend. And in a situation like this, we will be looking for a sell, right? We can see that the market did come back. It gave us a bearish indication that the market wanted to go back down, but we can see that it would have failed because the market came and made a new high. And that's okay. Systems are not 100%. They're not always going to work out, right? And that's why when the market, once again, when it shows you something, update what it is that you are already doing. Okay, so in this situation, we can see that the market made a new high. So now we can say, okay, well, price is going from a downtrend to an uptrend. Your brain's going to receive that. And now you're going to say, okay, I got that part. This is potential, but where can price come back so I can enter my trade? Once again, this is the type of structure that you're going to be using, your market structure. But let's go back to trend. What is the price that you want price to stay above? Well, now we're going to want it to stay below the low here, $21,388. And then you're just going to use whatever type of structure that it is that you use to enter your trade. Okay, now the open was back here. Okay, this is the 930 candlestick. You can see that price, it pushed up, then it pushes back down, and then it pushes back up. And this is around like 30 minutes of price action here. Okay, so when the market does come back to it, once again, where you enter is going to be personal to you. But let's say you enter the trade, and what are we going to be targeting for the entry? Well, first we're going to need price to touch structure. It does. We're going to need a bullish confirmation, something that says, hey, I want to enter the trade here, and this is what I'm looking for. That is price action to you. You can see we get the bullish confirmation. And what is the take profit that you're going to be targeting? You're going to target the highs. And if the market can continue, you're going to say, hey, okay, well, hopefully the market can continue to go up, rip and run, and continue to go up. And now that the market has created another high, let's watch this. Now you have a trending market, right? The market's going back in the uptrend. This now becomes another higher low. And then you continue the same process over and over. In trading, honestly, this is just my humble opinion as a trader and as someone who's taught and teaches. You do not have to have 50 different systems. You don't have to say, well, I have to use support and resistance here, and then I'm going to use a trend line here, and then I'm going to use a wedge here, and then I'm going to use an ascending triangle here. You don't have to do that, because what happens is your brain is going to start to get different messages, and every message some messages just won't be clear. You'll be off. But if you keep your strategy consistent and say, hey, I'm going to look for this one thing every day in the market around this particular time. You can map out your time, right? My time is mapped out to an hour and a half. Within an hour and a half, I'm looking for this one thing. And if it happens, then I'm going to follow my TMP process, right? If it doesn't happen, I don't have a trade. That's it. Okay. So the more you do this, win or lose, you're just telling your brain it works. It worked here. Today it just didn't. But it worked here. Today it didn't. But it worked here. And just because it didn't work in that particular time didn't mean you did anything wrong. It's just, once again, the market is changing, and now you have to change with the market. The trend may be changing. Something changed. And you have to update yourself with that change. Okay? So I hope this video was clear and simple with just how to spot a trending market when you are scalping. It happens fast. And when you're scalping, those minutes run by so fast. And you just have to be on it, and you have to tell yourself what you're looking for. And when it's time to go, it's time to go. When it's time to enter, it's time to enter. But you don't have to complicate it. Okay? So I pray you guys had a good trading day and are having a good trading week. And I will talk to you all in the next video.